Well, happy Thursday, the feel-good way to start your day, even though you may be soaked after all of the rain. Hey, thanks for joining us for the Start Your Day Positive Podcast. I am Len.
And I am Sarah. Hey, do you speak on your phone in emoji? Well, good news. There's new ones coming. If you love them, we're going to tell you about it.
Okay, remember hanging out at the mall? Everybody does, right? Well, some new research says that malls may be making a comeback.
And we've been spending a little time tracking trends. We'll give you a quick update on some interesting things that are trending right now.
All right, but we always like to start off our Thursday podcast by looking back to Wednesday's Stump Day question. We play Stump Day every Wednesday. Always a fun question and a chance to win some Daisy Pops.
Okay, so yesterday's question, when asked about our favorite childhood memories, 4 out of 10 people named this. What is it? Our favorite childhood memories, 4 out of 10 people named this. What is it?
Oh, boy, I tell you, there's such a laundry list, right? From riding bikes to playing Barbie, right? Maybe.
Well, a lot of people said playing outside till the street lights came on, playing outside. Christmas and Thanksgiving were also a bit, that might be higher than 4 out of 10, potentially. Right. But the right answer was watching cartoons.
Oh,
when
boy.
Asked about our favorite childhood memories, 4 out of 10 people named watching cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons in particular. That was special, wasn't it? Getting up, no school, and you're just sitting in front of the TV. For me, going way, way back, of course, it was the Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, Looney Tune Hour. Boy, I'll always remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have never in my life heard someone talk about Looney Tunes more than you. You are what they call a super fan of Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Is there one of those, what's it called? One of those Comic-Con? Is there a Looney Tune Con that takes place somewhere?
You should look that up.
Yeah, I would go to that.
You should look that up. I did look up what classic cartoons were the biggest in the 60s to the 80s.
Yes.
So you have the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, the Smurfs, Super Friends. And then once you get into the 80s and 90s, you've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Muppet Babies, Thundercats, Garfield and Friends. Smurfs, of course, were still big in that time era, too.
We talked about it.
I loved Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, we talked about it on our podcast, too, that it's Tubi, the free streaming service. They're adding almost all of those cartoons to their free streaming lineup. So if you don't have that on your streaming service, you might want to get Tubi on there.
I do admit, for me, it all sounds fun. Like when I see Muppet Babies, I have this nostalgic feeling that runs over me. I loved Muppet Babies. But once I turn something on, I don't last very long with it. It was like, oh. You ever have that moment when you go back to something that you're nostalgic for and it's just not the same as what you remembered it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, that's true. You know what happens to me a lot with that are movies. Movies that when I was younger I watched. Now I watch them and I go, boy, that's going really, this is slow. This is slow.
Well, that happens a lot with 80s movies. My husband and I have done that.
Yes.
And we'll be like, this is not quite how we remembered it. It was almost better leaving it as that memory.
That's true. No, that is so true. Yeah.
But it's so funny. And then have you ever had a moment where everything feels really good and at the same time you feel a little emotional about it because you know it won't last forever? Like in the moment. I'm not talking about things in the past now. Okay. Well, we were just talking about nostalgia, right? Well, there's something now called Nowstalgia. So it's kind of like nostalgia, but instead of missing the past, it's when someone realizes how special the present moment is while they're living in it. Maybe, you're sitting back and watching the grandkids run around your backyard. Yes. Or it's the last night of vacation.
Last day of vacation always.
You're sitting around the dinner table with the family and you're realizing, oh my goodness, I wish this moment could just stay like this forever. I'm kind of having one of those moments because I have exactly a month till my oldest daughter gets her first apartment. And then she's getting married soon after that. So I'm feeling a lot of nostalgia with her. But it's really interesting because researchers say that feeling in small doses is so good for you. And why is because it reminds you to appreciate what you have right now, and it motivates you to invest more time in the people and the things that you care about. So it's actually a very positive feeling. So don't let it catch you off guard and make you feel sad, because sometimes we have a tendency to do that, right? Like, oh, it's sad, my daughter's going to be leaving,
Yeah.
But it can nudge you to slow down and be grateful and soak in the moment, which is your brain is reminding you, this is a moment worth noticing. This is a good thing. This is a beautiful thing.
That's really wonderful. I can remember maybe my greatest example of nostalgia that I had. As you know, I had 3 daughters, and I coached a ton of fast-pitch softball. And one of the things that we did was we qualified for the Little League World Series. And the nice part about that is there's always a lot of pageantry before the games, because Little League is a big thing when you make it to the World Series. And I can remember the last game of my daughter April, when she was in the Little League World Series, we would line up on the field and stand for the national anthem along the third baseline. And I can remember thinking in my mind, wow, this is the last time I'll ever get a chance to do this. And I was having nostalgia big time during that. I'll always remember that.
Yeah. And the key is not to let your brain think of it in a negative way, but just like savor that moment and be thankful for it and grateful for it.
Yeah, gratitude. Right.
Gratitude, because there's so many beautiful moments like that in life where sometimes we miss or we forget, and they end up being the nostalgia, which is great too. But it reminded me of the quote I wanted to share today. You've probably heard it from Robert Brault, but it's enjoy the little things in life, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things.
Yeah, live in the moment. Live in the moment. Hopefully the conversation will make you think of it that way. I enjoyed that. Well, let's go. We've got 3 things that your friends and family may be talking about today.
Well, Target is making a big move, cutting prices on thousands of items as shoppers remain cautious about spending. It will reduce prices on more than 3,000 items this spring, with most discounts ranging from 5% to 20%. The lower prices will apply to products like clothing and shoes and bedding and baby items, household essentials and pantry staples. Target says the move is aimed at helping busy families who are updating their homes and wardrobe for the spring season while still watching their budgets. The price reductions are expected to roll out over the next several weeks.
Hey, we haven't heard from Target for a while with something like this, so that's good. That's really good. Hey, do you love emojis? Well, Apple users will soon have some new emojis to play with. 8 new designs are being added this spring after being approved by the Unicode Consortium. That's the nonprofit group that decides which emojis are going to be used across devices worldwide. The upcoming emojis include a ballet-style dancer, an orca, a rock slide, a treasure chest, a bug-eyed emoji with big eyeballs, and a Bigfoot. Only 30 new emojis are approved every year.
Only they're not calling it Bigfoot. It was like fuzzy creature.
Yeah. It's a Sasquatch. It's a Bigfoot. Yeah.
But it looks like, I know. They're just not calling it that, which is funny.
They're funny. I can see using rock slide. That's a funny one.
I think the biggest one is going to be that shocked. You described it as a bug-eyed face, but it's like a distorted face.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think that one's going to be one of the most popular ones. But it's interesting, though. I just read, I haven't tried it yet, that with Apple Intelligence, which is one of the newest upgrades or newer upgrades, you can actually make your own emojis. So if you've ever thought, oh, I wish there was this emoji, you could probably make it yourself.
Yeah, I made a few. I've made a few emojis.
So I haven't tried it with Apple Intelligence yet.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I can't think of any emoji. I tend to use the same one over and over again. I use a lot of hearts. I use a lot of the shocked face.
I don't know why I made it. When I was looking at this and the idea you could make your own emojis, I'd made a few, and for some reason I made one of myself, a cartoon face eating a chicken leg. I don't know why I did that or what it stands for.
Well, you were probably just playing around, right?
I guess so. I'm thinking, why did I make this emoji of me eating a chicken leg? Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you're sending a lot of people that. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Well, a generation that grew up online may now be helping bring shopping malls back to life. Members of Gen Z are spending more on retail than other shoppers and are becoming a major force in the industry. According to Nielsen, Gen Z spending is rising faster than any other generation, and research also shows young shoppers are more likely to buy items in person, with many visiting malls, not just to shop, but to socialize and hang out. Some data suggests the trend is already showing up in foot traffic. Malls saw a noticeable surge in visitors early in 2026.
Yeah, well, anybody that grew up enjoying being dropped off at the mall thinks this is a good thing, right?
I just noticed, because I have 2 Gen Z daughters, that a lot they have a very nostalgic aesthetic. They love the 90s. They love the look of it. They love the feel of it. They must like kind of going back in time with it too, and liking the feeling of going to the mall and picking out something. I mean, you've heard a lot of this. It's kind of interesting.
You know what I loved about the mall? You would imagine this. The arcade. Did your mall have an arcade, a video game arcade?
I think it did, but I never went into it. That was not something that would have drew my attention.
Honestly, except for a few games. I mean, I think, if I remember correctly, it was packed full of boys between the ages of 12 and 18.
Yeah, no. You could find me at Penny's, Payless.
Yeah.
All those stores. And you know what? I have vivid memories of going there once a week.
Yeah.
And my mom and I would even have dinner there.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, what part of the food court are we going tonight? And it would be so packed. We'd have Taco Bell for dinner. I mean, we were living our best life.
Yeah. In the mall, was it not the passage of freedom, that age when you could get dropped off at the mall?
Oh, yeah.
We'll pick you up at 5. We're going to pick you up at 5, be at the exit at 5 o'clock exactly.
Yes, it's so interesting. So we'll see, we'll see what happens in the future, but maybe there'll be a whole mall resurgence, which would be awesome.
A little faith, a little hope, a little love, and a lot of God. Another breath, another chance, another smile. Positive with Lynn and Sarah.
Hey, Sara, I've got really, really good news about one of our partners with the Start Your Day Positive podcast. It's Mosaic's Christian Gifts and Books in Mentor. They've got a big sale going on through the whole store, and I just got off the phone with Joe and Betty, who own the store. They want everyone to know they have extended this 20% off store-wide sale through the end of the month of March.
This is so great. So many people love this store. We have a video on our Facebook page right now, and the comments are so sweet because really Mosaic's in Mentor is really the only store around here like it. A Christian bookstore that has all of your faith-based gifts that you could want. Books to Bibles to keepsakes. They have everything on one roof. It's a huge store.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a department store with jewelry and Christian faith witness wear and wall decor, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, here's something super cool. You mentioned that video. If you go to our website, startyourdaypositive.com, and watch we give a real quick video tour because the theme of St. Patrick's Day, like we highlighted all their St. Patrick's stuff. Watch the little short video tour and look for the key word. Mm-hmm. You
could win a $75 gift card from them. That's pretty great. One person is going to win that. So you might as well enter. It could be you.
Mm-hmm. So watch the video, go to our website, and take advantage of the sale. You'll enjoy it. You'll make it a daytime trip for sure. The Great Lakes Mall is right across the street, so you just make it a day. Head out to Mentor and visit Mosaic's Christian Gifts and Books. It's located in Mentor, again, right across from the Great Lakes Mall.
What's the latest? What's the greatest? Hey, Sarah, tell us what's trending.
All right, so we're keeping you in the know this week with what's trending. I always like to stay on top of things. I always like to know the latest tricks and fixes for different things, especially when it comes to food, health habits, and products we are loving. Now, I have talked about this before, but I don't know if it's just my Instagram feed and on TikTok, but there's so many things going on with cottage cheese right now.
I hear from you, yes.
And every time I eat it, I've said this before, I liked cottage cheese before it was cool. So I can't get enough of it. But I saw someone the other day, and these recipes are going crazy right now. Cottage cheese flatbread. Who knows if, move over cauliflower flatbread. Cottage cheese is making its way. I'm going to do this today, actually. I haven't tried this, but I've seen so many recipes where people are blending cottage cheese with eggs and a little flour and baking it on a flat sheet pan and using it as high protein wraps, sandwiches, for tacos. Super simple, high protein, and you can replace it as regular bread if you like. I even saw, I think I'm going to try this too, where people were making little chips almost to describe it. These little cottage cheese chips.
It sounds to me like cottage cheese is definitely trending.
It's definitely trending. So what's trending with the health tips? Well, a lot of people are trying what's called exercise snacks. No, it's not a real snack that you eat, although the cottage cheese little chips probably are a good thing. Instead of one long workout, people are doing short bursts of movement throughout the day, like squats while your coffee brews, 10-minute walks after your meals, or quick stair climbs. Researchers say these mini workouts can improve blood sugar and heart health. I love the idea of standing there while your coffee brews and doing squats. I've never thought of that before till these little exercise snack concept. Because I make a pot of coffee every morning and I use a French press. So I always just stand there and just do stuff around. I could do my squats then.
No, I think that's brilliant just to do, what did you call them? Exercise snacks?
Exercise snacks, they're calling
warming
them.
Something up in the microwave, you've got 60 seconds.
Yeah, or quick stair climb. Sometimes I'll do that at home when I'm okay, I want to work out at home, get a little things done. I'll just walk up and down the steps several times. Yeah. That's a great little added bonus for you. Or if you're out and about, someone told me this a long time ago and I've never forgot it. They said, I always park in the back at every parking lot. You don't have to worry about trying to fit in the space up front or circling for 20 minutes to find a parking space. Just park in the back and get a little walk.
Boy, that's an exercise snack. Good one.
And products people are loving. Another thing getting a lot of buzz right now is walking pads. And it was last week, I think I brought these up. They're basically small little treadmills that you can fit under your desk, or a lot of people like me, I just got one and I'm so addicted to it. I use it while I'm watching TV. I haven't moved to the stand-up desk yet, but I am so tempted to put a little desk out by mine so I could do the computer while I'm on it. But I have gotten so many more steps in now that I have it. And it's so light and movable. I just keep it in my living room and then move it in, the other room when people are coming over and stuff like that. But my daughter loves it. They're $100, something like that.
Yep.
So they're not super cheap, but for something to walk on like that, I think that's a good price.
It's definitely a big thing because I know of at least 3 people, including you, that have gotten one in the last 30 days.
Really? Okay. So I see them being talked about all the time. My girlfriend got one for Christmas and I was over at her house and she's like, oh my gosh, Sarah, you got to try this. And of course, everyone that I know 40 and up also has the little weighted vest as well.
I see that. I'm a little skeptical of the weighted vest, but we'll see.
But it was $14.99, and it seems to add a little bit, so that's good.
Do you see, are any guys using the walking pads? I've seen only people I know who've talked about it or have one are women.
No, but I don't really follow guys or, those don't end up in my algorithm for whatever reason. My husband has not used it yet, but he does other things. He still does our Peloton. So we were one of the people who bought Peloton during COVID.
And it's still being used.
And it's still being used. He loves it. So There you go. A trend that we actually stuck to. He's always loved it. But those are your 3 things. So cottage cheese flatbread, do a little exercise snack as you coffee brews or whatever, and then walking pads. Definitely trending and having a moment.
You know what? You spend a lot of time in the kitchen, right? Practically, you're cooking dinner and meals in the kitchen, and then sometimes you're just hanging out in the kitchen. And if you're not hanging out and cooking meals in the kitchen, you're going from the living room to the kitchen just to see what's in the cupboard.
Right?
There's a lot of traffic in the kitchen, so you want a nice kitchen. And that's where our friends at Northeast Factory Direct come in.
It's great. There's so many reasons why I love Northeast Factory Direct, but you're like, okay, well, why are they different? There's a lot of places where you could do this or get cabinets. Well, 1, they're going to save you a lot of money. And 2, they have a designer there who will design your kitchen absolutely free as part of the process. They'll work with you to plan out every detail using their 3D rendering tools so you can see exactly what your new space is going to look like before you make any decisions. And like I said, the kicker is it's all free. No design fees, no obligation, just expert help to bring your vision to life. I just tell everyone, hey, set up an appointment, bring in some basic measurements of your kitchen, and they will do the work for you.
Here's the cool part. Is it irony? I don't know what it would be exactly, but at Northeast Factory Direct, you'll save up to 60% off the big box stores, but at the same time, the cabinets are better. They're solid wood, right? They're not the press wood. They have the slow close feature on the drawers, and the glides are way, way better. I know I've built kitchens before. These are good cabinets.
I know, you've done plenty of these. So stop by Northeast Factory Direct. They have several locations here in Northeast Ohio. Northeast Factory Direct.
Whoa, tick tock, woo, time goes so fast. It happened today, let's remember.
It is March the 12th. We always like to take a moment, step back in time, and look at this date in history.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a question for everyone. Len, you can go ahead and answer. Today, the Girl Scouts started back in history with just 18 girls. Today, how many Girl Scouts are in the U.S.? What would you say? Started with just 18 girls.
Oh, wow.
How many Girl Scouts are there today? I'm
just going to, because you know me, when you ask something like this, I'll start trying to calculate it out. Nobody wants to sit through me calculating it out. But I'm just going to say there's 50 states. And there's 250.
You're right, Len. We'll take a long time to figure this out.
I'm just going to say, just off the top of my head, that there are 125,000 Girl Scouts today.
Wrong. There are 2.5 million members?
I meant per state.
Okay.
How many? 2.5 million?
Well, that's what this says. That seems like a lot. Right. But that's probably right.
Yeah.
So they started all the way back in 1912. I've mentioned before, my daughter's still a Girl Scout. She's going for her Gold Award this year, which is the highest you can get. So pretty cool, and we've had a great experience.
You know what, just real quick though, so people know, because everyone's heard about Eagle Scout. Of course, that's a Boy Scout thing.
Yes.
An Eagle Scout, and it's a combination of academic and community achievements, and also being able to rough it out there in the wilderness. So what are some of the things here now in the final stage you have to do to become the tops in the Girl Scouts?
So just like the Eagle Scout rank in Boy Scouts is for like grades 9 to 10, it's the highest achievement. That's what the Girl Scout Gold Award is for girls. And you have to identify a real problem in your community and then lead a project creating lasting change around that. And you have to have so many hours. I want to say it's about 80 hours of work. And you have to have planning and leadership and impact. You have to organize the volunteers and community partners. It's a lot of work. It's a big deal, and only about 5 to 6% of eligible Girl Scouts actually go on to earn the Gold Award, which makes it pretty significant leadership accomplishment.
Well, yeah,
so it'll be cool. And there's been several famous people who have gotten it. Like Taylor Swift, Katie Couric. Yeah, so it's kind of cool that she's going after it.
I like that. In a day when everyone talks a lot about AI, there's a lot of non-AI elements involved there, like community involvement, talking with people, meeting people, organizing. So
Yeah.
I think it's great.
And,
Good for
and my
her.
daughter's done it all on her own. I mean, I don't want to sidetrack to that, but one day she was just like, hers is around mental health. So she says, Mom, I need a ride to meet with the manager or whoever it was at the Geauga County Board of Health. I set up a meeting. I was like, oh, okay. She went in her little bag and briefcase and met with them and organized this all with her school and her principal. So I'm excited to see how it all goes.
All right. Well, since we're bragging about the ladies, let's do one more brag, okay, about the ladies today. Let's go way back to the year 1896. It's a little bit gross, but you'll see why I'm bringing this up. In 1896, officially, spitting was banned in New York City. And who got it banned? It was women from the YWCA, the Young Women's Christian Association. They were the ones to push that law through. There were a lot of men who had the bad habit of chewing and patooing on the sidewalk, and they said, that's not the way we should conduct ourselves. And so let's hear it for the ladies today, huh?
Let's hear it for the ladies. See, what would you do without us? Really?
That's for sure. Who would want to walk on the sidewalk? Thank you,
I
ladies.
wouldn't. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for listening today. Hey, and would you like that $75 gift certificate to Mozax that we have? It could be yours. Just head over to our website, startyourdaypositive.com, watch the little video, look for the keyword, and enter to win a $75 gift card from Mozax.
Okay, let's end our podcast with a prayer. Let's pray for God's peace, especially during challenging things that happen. We've had a lot of crazy storms that rolled through. You've been following them in the news, and we've had a lot of rain and thunder and winds around here, and it's easy to become unsettled. So we want to put our trust in God that He'll look over us and watch over us. Heavenly Father, as we wrap up this episode of the podcast, the storms could be actual storms that happen outside, or they may be storms that happen in our home or at work. And we just pray that we can rely on you to be the peace in the middle of the storms that we face. And we pray today in Jesus' name, amen.